And we're back on the show.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm telling you, we have a power pack show today, I tell you.
It's been very busy. Very busy. And we're going till, well, this show's going to end at 2 o'clock, just saying, right? But then we're going to be doing more stuff.
And we got somebody here that's worked with Mightyful 13 on her own label. She's out of New York. And it's no further ado, we're going to introduce this Chyna Nicole.
Yay!
Yes.
How are you?
We're really good.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. It looks like it's your birthday.
It was my partner's birthday, my husband's birthday, just a couple days ago. So still celebrating.
It's taking a while to clean up.
Very Sutherland. And I left the decorations because I know it's going to be on your amazing show. So I said, you know what, this is a great prop.
Yeah.
And are you a teacher also?
I am. I'm an educator. You know,
Wow.
I work for a district, but I am still involved in music very heavily. So it's an honor. It really is. It's an honor to be in education and still be an artist. And it took a long time to balance the two, because when I was full-time in the classroom, when I first began, I would take my summers and my breaks to go to Jamaica to yacht and record. And, you know, Roy Francis was there too, just ensuring that everything was right, especially for the first album. And then as I grew in the industry, I was able to kind of say, okay, this is the direction I want to go in leadership. And I was able to just manage my time better. And it's been great. It's been a great ride. I'm still on a journey. I mean, do you want me to go right into some of the things we're doing?
You're on a journey. No, but where you tell? Okay, you're from Jamaica, but what part of Jamaica you're from? Because
I was born in New York. I was born in New York, but I was born in New York in Harlem. So big up to Harlem. I was raised in Connecticut. Bridgeport, Connecticut. And my family is from Jamaica. My mother, my father from Waterhouse. So I got to big up the Waterhouse community. That's where Roy Francis linkage comes in. And you know, of course, the first Reggae Grammy award-winning group is from Waterhouse. And they were neighbors to my family, to my father, to my mother, Bucky Simpson, Michael Rose. These are iconic reggae figures and persons in the industry. And so that's where kind of like my lineage in Jamaica kind of, you know, came from.
Well, that's cool. I mean, because we just had Andrew Bees from
California. He's
from
Waterhouse.
From the oh my goodness.
Oh my good.
That band that Michael Rose is in.
You heard.
That's the one I'm saying.
I can't believe he forget. He likes his.
Thanks for saving me on that one, DBoss.
I know.
But anyway, small world.
Yes, I know Andrew Bees very well. Big up to Andrew Bees. He's like a brother in music as well. He knows my family. They're all from the same community. And that's where my connection is, that lineage. And I'm very happy to celebrate that today with you and every day when I represent reggae music.
And Xanadu too. I think is he from out there too, I think.
He's from Jamaica, but not from Waterhouse.
Not
forget what Xanadu.
Waterhouse. That's right.
Waterhouse. That's the thing.
I forget where Xanadu is from. But yeah, he celebrates, you know, reggae music. And I got into my first recording was in Jamaica with Firehouse Crew. And they taught me how to kind of curve my R&B sound to, you know, more authentic vibe in reggae music. They were in the studio with me, you know, guiding me along when I was at a very young age in my early teens. So big up to Wrong Move, my father, Carl Williams, George Miller, Danny Basie. They were there. So I champion reggae music, and I'm very grateful that there are some individuals who really recognize the work that I'm doing in reggae.
But as an educator, does some of your students know that you do music too?
That's a good question. You know, I try to keep it separate. I'm going to tell you, there was one incident a long time ago. I was pulled into the office, and I'm like, what's going on? You know, because I'm like, I was always the driven teacher, the teacher that really, you know, had great results. We've done things beyond the classroom. We've gotten letters for poetry from Dr. Maya Angelou. We've donated to Somalia with Doctors Without Borders. We've done grants. So I was always the one to immerse them with in arts and education. So when I was pulled to the principal's office, I was like, what's going on? So that's when I wasn't really I wasn't written up, but they were reprimanding me. There was like, we seen a video of you and you're dancing and stuff and it's suggestive. And that's when I was like, you know what, this particular school is not for me. And I actually moved from that school because I'm like, that's a part of our culture. That's a part of our culture. It's a part of our culture to dance a certain way. And it's something that should be embraced in terms of diversity. And I think now that was like almost 10 years ago. So maybe we've moved a little bit beyond that and it's appreciating diversity a little more. I would hope so. So that's what really got me into leadership and really respecting everyone's differences. When we have international art, like you see, Native Indians, you see Indians from India dancing, doing their, all kinds of cultures, celebrating their cultures and differences and educating, So why can't Jamaicans do the same thing? So I'm going champion from Jamaica in America in education.
What do you want to say, Hugh?
Well, it's funny because now I think we have moved beyond that because now they're even teaching pole dancing in school.
They are?
Really? Is that high school? That must be high school.
Maybe I'm joking. But
yeah, I hope so. I'm talking about diversity and culture. It's a little different. but it's funny how I always have to kind of like talk about both because I'm such an artist too. I'm such an artist. I love instruments. I love being in the studio. I love writing. I love working with artists. And we've done some incredible things. My third album, it was considered for the first round voting of the Grammys. I have it right here, Level of Concern. And so although I'm not full-time in the classroom or at a school, I value that because I value my freedom and I value being able to still do music. And it's not to say that I wouldn't be a principal one day or a superintendent or something, but I definitely will champion for the arts. That's what I'm about, championing for the arts. And so this album, Level of Concern, is very, very special to me. The Firehouse crew, who I told you I started with in Jamaica, they produce a lot of the songs on the album, George Miller and his son, and Gary Sutherland, who worked with all the greats at Tough Gong when he was just an apprentice and molded into a professional engineer. He put this on his label. So, it's all over the charts, Level of Concern album. So I'm very happy about it. It's very diverse and it speaks to reggae music. It speaks to R&B, a little Afro beats in here too. So I definitely want you guys to check it out, Level of Concern. And it was created during the pandemic.
Oh yeah. Oh. Well, we are going to play the top the song that you want.
Level of concern.
Top pedigree. On the grind. You know what I'm saying?
On the grind. But Chyna Nicole, how did you come up with your name?
Thank you, DBoss. So my name, my friends in high school gave me the name Chyna. We had a crew and there was individuals that were named after countries and continents. Africa, my sister was Africa. My friend was Asia. I was China. We had, who else? I can't even think of all the other girls. But there was like a lot of us with different countries. That name stuck with me. So I said, well, why don't I just add my legal name, my middle name to Chyna? So that's why I added Nicole. And so when I was on air in Jamaica, I was a broadcaster in Jamaica for several years. We utilized that name. Big up to Judith Bodley. She allowed me to utilize Chyna. And I kept my name Chyna Nicole. Wow. And it's still with me today. I tried to get rid of it. I was like, I don't know.
I don't think we can find you. No one would really know you if you didn't have that name. Chyna Nicole, it took to find you for a long time.
That's true, DBoss. That's true. I stuck with it. I think that you're right. It was been my best interest to do that, as I'm making my name across the mainstream, slowly.
So it's interesting that you're doing the music and you're still teaching, and that sounds like a very Canadian thing to do because it doesn't matter how big you are in Canada in the arts, you still have to keep your day job.
Well, she's in New York.
Yeah, but she's in New York. But I'm just curious, as a teacher, this year with the COVID, I mean, how is that affecting you and your students? How's the teaching experience under these circumstances?
Right. So I'm not in the classroom teaching right now. They call itinerant. I move from schools. Right now, I'm working under a grant, and but the landscape of education has changed dramatically. I mean, it's heartbreaking that I have to wear masks, but see kids wear masks
Yeah.
and not able to collaborate. You know, when I was in school, getting my postmasters, we talked about collaboration, and that's the best way to learn when children work with each other. And now we have, we have to keep the social distance and desks are apart. So when I work with students and teachers, we can't collaborate as we'd like. We have to sit across. You're talking through this mask, and it's like I'm like just talking through a mask, like so I can breathe, and be able to say what I need to say. And it's definitely different. It's definitely challenging. Some schools are closing in districts. Some districts haven't even started school. This particular district it has afforded low COVID percentages, so we've started. It's definitely a big challenge. It's so different.
Because you can't, because obviously too, you can't see the children's faces or their expression.
Right, you're right.
You can't see anybody's expression with this mask over your face.
You're right.
You don't know if they're laughing, they're sticking their tongue at you or something.
So they have this whole curriculum, and in terms of professional development for teachers and education, and how we're supposed to communicate with other body parts. Body language, like air hugs. That's one way to say hugs. I'm hugging you. It's just so those just using your body to show your different expression versus just your face, because your face is covered with a mask. And then they do have, and this is for the high school too, recess where you go out and you can stay 6 feet apart and take off your mask. They're called mask breaks. It's just it's totally different.
Yeah.
Totally different and a challenge. And so yeah, I try to keep the music separate because for some reason there's a stigma that if you're an artist, like a true artist that really loves to sing and write and record and do whatever shows you can afford to, be able to afford to do, that you're not a serious educator. And I'm the one that's really carving my own path. You can be an educator and still love music and do all the things you want to do as an artist. I'm that person. We're launching a platform, and DBoss, hopefully we'll talk behind the scenes of the platform we're launching, about just having people like you on and having students on and just talking about these kinds of challenges as not only a Black person, but just a person that's trying to navigate their way in this world, So I'm excited about what I'm doing. It's very difficult, but I'm still excited. I'm still highly motivated, and I tend that to I attribute that to my belief in God and Gary Sutherland. I hear music every day when I wake up. When I go to bed, he's always at the studio. In the studio, we have a little local studio in our house, and always mixing and mastering and doing projects. I just finished my album, but I'm working on other projects as well. And I just did something for Peckins in England. So we're always working in music, and that's never going to stop.
Well, what's good that you're in music and you have a job, because, some people don't have a job and then they can't fund the things that they need to fund, so, that's admirable for you that you have work and you can be able to put some money into your, your craft. So
Thank you, DBoss. I got to tell you though, I was unemployed for like a year and a half because we moved from one location to another. We moved from a state, and it was difficult. And I still wanted to do this. This is pre-pandemic, but I still had on my mind to finish the album because I had started it. I didn't know it was going to really be an album, but very difficult managing, just working off savings, and like people really weren't hiring. There was kind of like a freeze. So I am totally in empathy with everyone who's not employed, and again, your platform are great, positive ways to reach people and give them hope during this time, because there's a lot of people millions of people that are not working, don't know how food is going to come on the table, and like you said, doesn't have those resources to do what they really love to do. And I'm very blessed that God has given me this opportunity to maintain my certifications. I have 2 certifications, one in teaching, one in administration, and it was very difficult to get all of that done within a certain time frame. And even so, when I was unemployed, I made sure that I still held my certifications. And yeah.
Well, you know something, like a lot of people don't understand, you know, artists, to be in the artist business, you have to work. And, you know, for some of these kids, you know, and the younger generation coming up, these millenniums coming up now, you know, they think that they could just go, you know what, I'm going to move to California, or I'm going to move here and I'm going to be a big star. Like, no, you have to really work, right? So
You're right.
It's like,
You're so right. You are so right, because there's only a small percentage of people who really do make it. And I was listening to your interviewee perform me, and I'm like, that's my song. You the best, you the best. That's my jam. You know, that he wrote for Drake. Like, I think that's one of Drake's best songs. Like, so, and to see him still, you know, on the grind, like my song on the grind, and still doing what he loves to do. That is a testament to the music business. It's not easy. It's not. And you're right. It's important to, I'm not saying that you shouldn't put your all into it, because I definitely did, but I had a child to raise. And I had to make sure, even when I was in Jamaica having fun doing radio, and in New York doing radio, and that's why I'm still launching a platform, because everyone's like, when are you going to go back on air? When are you going to do, and you know, music? So it was important for me to say, you know what? I need stability. I need, you know, to make sure that I have something for my son. So important to be able to hone in on other skills, right? Because we all have multiple intelligences.
Absolutely. I'm just curious, like, are your students aware of your musical career? And
no, I don't tell them. Only that one school. They were singing, "Ooh, take me to the moon," and I was like, oh my God, they went online, they found out. I don't tell anybody. I walk around, just, you know, I do my work, and for students and teachers, and helping, motivating them so we can, you know, work on the curriculum and meet standards and goals and all of that. And I implement broadcasting and music and arts, and I still don't say anything about my reggae music and my mission in music. I don't say anything. I just keep it totally separate. But eventually, everyone's gonna know.
So we only got a couple of minutes left, Chyna Nicole, but you're, as an educator, but also as a musician, and just kind of building on what you just said, you know, if for young people out there that are considering becoming musicians or artists, I mean, what's your very best advice for them?
So I would definitely say, don't stop. Don't ever give up on your dream. Surround yourself with like-minded people who will mold you and believe in you. Because, you know, I've been through a lot in the industry and broken promises. So you just definitely try to take up classes in music. I did that at Howard University, you know, music theory and vocal lessons. I did all of that, and surround yourself with that. However, it's important to still hone in on some of your other talents. And I'm not saying to give up on what you love to do, because I'm never going to give up music ever. And it's important to definitely hone in on some other talents and be multitask. Utilize your multi-intelligences.
Amazing.
All right. And where can people find you on social media?
DBoss, I'm everywhere. I'm on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn for the professional educators. Sometimes I put some music stuff on there too. Twitter. And I got to thank, can I just shout out Mightiful 13 for this opportunity? Fitzroy Francis, my brother. Thank you so much. I got to thank Power Move TV, who just had me on their platform at the Howard University alumni that have their platform. And Gary Sutherland, Clinton Lindsay, DJ Steve, John T. It's like so many people who I haven't even named that just been there for me and my music from 2012. Even though I was doing it before, since the 90s, but these people have been in my life since, you know, recent times. And I'm really thankful. And to you both for this platform.
All right. Well, here's your song, Level of Concern.
Earl Holder. Big up Earl Holder.
I'm a catastrophe. You wanted me to save you from the tragedy. You didn't see it coming, now you're quarantined. Did everything you could, you try to break free from the security. I'm a catastrophe. It hit you by surprise and now you want the best of me. Don't you know that I'm the level of concern? Something like the point of no return. It's like a radio, and when you turn it up, the frequency is mind blow. It's like an earthquake, it's like a volcano, and when it overflows, what can you handle? Don't you know that I'm the level of concern? Something like the point of no return. I'm a catastrophe. You wanted me to save you from the tragedy. You didn't see it coming, now you're quarantined. Said everything you could, you try to break free from the security. I'm the catastrophe. I'm causing a disaster all around, you see. I'm the epitome. I'm the level of concern. Something like the point of no return. My love is like a grenade, and when it comes for you, it only comes to devastate. You look around and I'm still with you anyway. I guess you like that, I guess it's okay. I'm a catastrophe. I'm causing a disaster all around, you see. I'm the epitome. I'm the level of concern. Something like the point of no return. I'm a catastrophe. So don't mess around with me. You know that you like it too. No matter what them say, no matter what them try, just do you. You gotta stay on the grind, on the grind. There will always be some kind of flu. Go back and think things through. Get ready, cause it's your time to shine, my time to shine. I see it coming, I'm blessed from morning and noon and night. I stand through the fight, I will survive and I will rise. I see the light, yeah. And no one cannot stop me, cause I'll make it anyway. No matter what them say, no matter what them try, just do you. You gotta stay on the grind, on the grind. There will always be some kind of mood. Go back and think things through. Get ready, cause it's your time to shine, my time to shine. Instinctively, it's gotta be. I work so hard, it's there for me. Like a symphony, in sync with me. Top pedigree, you must agree. Jah will see you through. Shine his light on you. No matter what I'm saying, no matter what I'm saying to you, just go through, just go through. No matter what them say, no matter what them try, just do you. You gotta stay on the grind, on the grind. There will always be some kind of blue. Go back and think things through. Get ready, cause it's your time to shine, my time to shine.